This is Davina Flame narrating Trapped at School. This is Chapter 2. Thank you for listening. Sally, how do you have so many journals? Did you grab a lot of empty ones? Those would take years to fill out. Or do you just write a lot? Asked Thomas. No, Thomas. They are all filled to the back with my words. I don't think I write more than any of you. It's just that I sometimes decide to keep them. But that is against the rules, Thomas said. If we read anything more than a few months old, we will fall back into bad thinking patterns. We are supposed to always be writing new journal entries, using the new things we learn. That's why we are supposed to destroy them after a while. That is another silly rule from the principal. Like Jimmy said, what did you write about in your journal today? Well, I had a dream about the moon and a rocket ship last night. We learned about those things yesterday, and they gave me the strangest dream. We were all in it. I never knew the moon was so big. That is what I wrote about this morning. Sally reached into her box of journals and pulled one out. She opened the cover, analyzed it for half a minute, then put it back. She did the same thing with a couple more journals until her eyes lit up. Inside the front cover, interspersed within a long list of symbols, was a picture of a crescent moon. Here it is, she exclaimed. She counted the symbols and then announced, Journal entry number 27. She flipped through the journal, making it almost halfway before stopping. She read the journal entry out loud. Our science teacher, Mr. Rowe, taught us about the solar system this week. The sun and all 9 planets from Mercury to Pluto. We also learned about the moon, spaceships, asteroids, and other stars. There is even a huge thing called a galaxy that is made up of gazillions of stars. Some of them are too far away from us and we will never see them, unless we have a telescope. It is all interesting and makes me want to learn more. She passed the journal around to the other kids, and they stared at it in awe. But we have not learned about some of this stuff yet. We did not learn about a planet named Pluto, or something called a galaxy, Daniel exclaimed. Maybe tomorrow or the next day before the astronomy week is over. That's the whole point, Daniel. We learned about this stuff a long time ago. And again a long time ago before that. We just don't remember it. We are learning stuff over and over again, in a big circle. My journals prove that, even though none of us can remember. She flipped further into the journal. See here. This journal entry is about the Earth a very, very, very long time ago, and animals called dinosaurs. There's a big mean one with tiny arms that eats other dinosaurs, and an even bigger one that is nice and only eats leaves. We will learn about those next week. The kids sat in silence, desperately trying to contemplate what it all meant. Suddenly, Sally sat on the floor and slid completely under her bed. Her friends watched in anticipation, wondering what other surprises she had. Daniel nearly jumped when the floor became illuminated with flickering light. A candle. There is room for everyone down here. I have to show you something. Her 3 friends crawled underneath the bed, then lay flat on their backs beside her as she pointed up towards the bottom of her bed. See this wooden plank here? Every single day before bed, I draw a line on this plank with a pencil. There were a lot of pencil marks. I would count them, but I'm not sure I can count that high, said Daniel. You always do good enough in math class, replied Thomas. It looks like she made the markings in groups of 10. 1, 2, 3. He counted the rest silently. 20 groups of 10. If 10 groups of 10 makes 100, then there must be 200 marks. Daniel gasped. 200! Are you sure, Sally? Have we really been going to classes here for that long? Sally pulled out a red journal that she kept separately from the others. This journal is the most important, she began. I remind myself to read it, or at least skim through it, every day. It contains some memories of mine from a long time ago. But it is not just memories of my own. I have some of your memories, too. What do you mean? Daniel, what can you remember about your parents? Of your family? Asked Sally. Oh, I haven't thought about them for a while. If it's been 200 days, how am I supposed to remember that far back? Well, can you at least try? My dad. I think I remember going to the park with him. My mom. I'm not sure. Well, I remember a cake. I think I also remember my mom driving me somewhere, but I can't remember where. Jimmy started to cry. I can't remember mine at all. Trying to think about them makes me lonely, like I miss them terribly, like I tried so hard to remember but gave up. I can only remember the cat. It is a big orange cat. It likes to sleep in the first branch of a tree and follows me when I run around the yard. That's all I can remember. Don't worry, Jimmy, said Sally. We wrote about them in this journal. I started writing in it when we could still remember. I have 2 pages of stuff written here about your parents and life before school started. You did spend a whole paragraph talking about your cat. Your sister is in here too, and your grandparents. She handed the journal to Jimmy, who read it as fast as he could. It only made him cry more. Why can't I have this life back? How did I forget about all of this? I can remember it a lot more now while I am reading about it. That's what we are trying to figure out, how to get back to that life, said Sally. She took the journal, flipped a few more pages, and handed it to Thomas. Your turn, Thomas. When you read yours, you will see how all 6 of us met. All 6 of us? Yes, 6. We have been best friends ever since your 7th birthday party. It's probably where Daniel's memory of a cake comes from. You had a huge blue cake. You wrote a lot about that party in this journal. Our other 2 friends are Lucas and Alicia, but they both left us a long time ago. Without this journal, I don't think any of us would remember them. They waited for Thomas to finish reading. He began to cry too. When he was done, she took the journal back and handed it to Daniel. Here is your section, Daniel. When you get to the end, you will see that this meeting we are having tonight was your idea. You had a bad feeling when our parents stopped picking us up and we never had weekends anymore. We decided to hold an emergency meeting in 200 days if nothing got better. I promised that I would keep track of the days and let everyone know when it was time.